tell me about the beer that was inspired by the story.
All right. Well, so as the owner of a brewery in a little small town in central Louisiana, I like to call it a one-horse town. We wanted to tie our culture to the beer that we're selling, or our whole identity. We want our local culture represented in our whole like business over here. Everything we do, we eat, sleep, and breathe Louisiana here in Marksville. So when we were starting off with brewing beer and coming up with local names, Spring Bayou Blonde was like a really easy thing to come up with. But then, of course, we have the ambassador for Boyles Parish, Gerard Dupuis, comes over here all the time, and he had just had some students from, I want to say it was Old Miss or Southern Miss. I think it was Old Miss. But they did a presentation on him, a documentary, and they called it pâchâfa. And Gerard went into a whole different dialogue about what his experience with pâchâfa was, and I don't want to say it's the etymology of it, but just kind of the legend of what the story was. But when I was a little boy, I remember going and visiting my friends that were residents of the Spring Bayou Road area, and their grandma saying, "Y'all quit messing around in there. The pâchâfa's gonna come get you." He eats little boys. Like Dustin was right on with that. Everything was about the pâchâfa eating little boys. You basically a boogeyman. Other parts of the state have different versions of it. There's the Rougarou down in the Lafayette and Acadian Parish area, but we got the pâchâfa. And what Dustin was talking about, how he was called Tonad or Tona Pâchâfaya, and now the French come around and they get the legends and they change the name to Johnny Pâchâfa, and that's how I knew him. Was just as Johnny Pâchâfa. He was the boogeyman that chased little bad boys that did got into mischief and whatnot. So we used that local legend as part of a platform to tie our products that we sell, that we're proud of in this community, to something that the people around here would be proud of, being a part of. So that's kind of like my connection with it. And
How's the pâchâfa? What's the drinking style of the pâchâfa?
it's a pale ale. So pale ale is my favorite style of beer. I used to drink Sierra Nevada pale ale, which I still do, but I asked my head brewer to basically mimic their recipe. And it's not as hoppy as Sierra Nevada because people around here aren't really keen on the hop style of beer. We do have an IPA and other styles, but we keep our pale ale kind of on the low end of the hop scale so that we can sell more of it to our local customers.
And it's only here because your brewery is more like a brasserie. Y'all only do the brew here. Y'all don't
Do not distribute.
wholesale. Y'all
We
don't
sell
distribute.
every beer that we make. We sell here at the brewery, and we sell a lot. And
So if you want a pâchâfa, you gotta come.
gotta
Alonzo Avoyelle.
you got to come
Alonzo
to Marksville.
Avoyelle. All right. Thank you, Mr. No.
Thank you.